Welcome to Weichert Event Center right here in Fremont, Nebraska, as we are bringing you live coverage of Midland Warrior Men's Wrestling. First, we're taking on Hastings.
Good evening, everyone. Alongside Kelly Johnson, I'm Rich Ray. Good to have you along this evening. Yes, indeed, it is a pair of duels tonight. Midland University and the Great Plains Athletic Conference, beginning things with Hastings and the Broncos. And then right after that tonight, then Midland will take on the Doane Tigers. And it's a special night tonight. It is being recognized tonight will be the last national champion for Midland University in wrestling, Joe David Berg, a West Point, Nebraska native who was a 141-pound national champion in 2019. And he is actually up in the RVR Bank Suite right now. And he will be recognized coming up between the duels coming up here this evening as well. So we're looking forward to this one here tonight. First of all, our first duel, Midland and Hastings, both teams 0-3 in duels so far this season. Midland has dropped duels to Concordia and also to Briarcliff and Jamestown, while Hastings has dropped 3 duels to Concordia, Dakota Wesleyan, and also to Jamestown. Jeff Braun is the Sports Information Director. He's also our public address announcer tonight, and we'll listen in to him here real quick.
Midland University Warriors. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
The Star Spangled Banner, the national anthem here at the Weichert Event Center. So our first duel of the night has Midland taking on Hastings. And looking at the matchups here tonight, I had a chance briefly to chat with Doyle Trout, the head coach for Midland, earlier tonight. And he mentioned that the Warriors here at this first duel with Hastings will be open in 3 weight classes, 125, 133, and 157. So Justin Rodriguez will be receiving a win at 125. Creel Weber will at 133 for Hastings. And then 141, Trevin Arlt will wrestle for Midland, where we could see either Logan Hackman or Sebastian Macedo. At 149, Zion Emerson will wrestle for the Warriors, and Jack Morton wrestles for Hastings. At 157, as I mentioned, Midland will be open, and taking that win for Hastings will either be Jake Patterson or Alex Akala. At 165, Trey McDougald wrestles for Midland, where Braden Forehand will go up for the Broncos. At 174, it'll be Alex Maynard seeing his first action of the season for Midland, and he will be going up against Naeem Abdullah Zubain, and that will be a 174. At 184, Connor Wren of Midland will take on Trevor Leon of Hastings. At 197, Nate McDonald of Midland goes up against Alex Paxton. At a 285, the Warriors' Ryan Kokowski will battle Matheson Rodriguez. So those are the matchups for our first duel here tonight, unless the coaches decide to shake things up right before the athletes will report in, but things should go pretty much as we have anticipated here this evening. So we're just about set for action here tonight. We'll have 10 bouts, scheduled bouts, and then the break afterwards before the matchup with Doane takes place. And our referee for this evening's contest is Kevin Gerink, as he will bring the captains together and they'll have the coin flip to see who will get first choice. And it looks like Midland will get the first choice here. And so that's how we'll begin things. So hope you enjoy our duel tonight. He's Kelly Johnson. I'm Rich Ray. Great to have you along on MidlandAthletics.com and BSDN Live. So as we begin at 1:25, Midland, from what we have been told, is going to be open. And so Justin Rodriguez then would come pick up his forfeit for Hastings. And that would put the Broncos up at the 6-0 score. So they'll make sure they go through all the qualifications. So Rodriguez will go check in. Rodriguez, I'll tell you what, he's a good wrestler too. He's coming in at 10-2 on the season, so now he gets the victory. And so Hastings leads by a score of 6-0. At 1:33, Midland will be open, and then Creole Weber will pick up the victory, and that improves his overall record now to 3-8 on the year. So it is 12-0 in favor of Hastings. And so 141. So Trevin Arlt is going to wrestle for Midland at 141. And Logan Hackman will wrestle for Hastings at 141. So Arlt will come in with a mark of 5-7 on the year. And he'll go up against Logan Hackman. Hackman is 2-7 on the season. So here's Arlt, a freshman from UTAN. And Hackman is a freshman from Upland, California. And we are underway with our first official action of the night here in the Weichert Events Center. Midland with the blue singlets on, and Hastings with the black with the red belt type of singlet across the waist. As both teams fight for control, and Hackman shoots in. Arlt with a nice contest there, and Hackman's got a couple of underhooks here and trying to gain some control as they're both on their feet. Arlt competed last at the Doan Open as he's trying to work for hand control here as they get near the side of the mat. Gets his left foot out and now is able to stand back on up. Hackman trying to bring him back down, but Arlt is trying to put in a strong whizzer here and trying to get his body back around, and they're going to both go off the mat and come back to the middle. So neither opponent in control here, so still no score. Minute 55 to go here in the first. Arlt's got his money's worth at the Doan Open as he competed 6 times, which is the limit that a wrestler can compete at the college level in one day. Hackman also competed in the Doan Open, but strangely enough, did not face Trevin Arlt in that 141-pound class. Hackman trying to control the neck area, and Arlt tries for a slide by and is going to push Hackman out by the side of the net. Arlt trying to keep a foot in here. And now Hackman's going to slide back around to his right, and they'll work their way back towards center. Trevin Arlt's got that left wrist. Trevin Arlt out of UTAN. Got off to a slow start in his freshman season, but he's improved that record now to 5-7 on the year. Picked up a couple of good wins in the Doan Open over Johnny Marquez of Indian Hills Community College and Jimmy Macias of Nebraska Wesleyan. Good shot in by Arlt. He's trying to turn it into a double leg takedown. Hackman trying to ward it off. We're down to 30 seconds left to go in the period. In deep with it is Arlt. If he can get his head up, yep, he's going to get a takedown here. It's going to be a 3-point takedown. So Arlt leads it by a score of 3-0. And now he'll get to work a little bit on some riding time here, as now they'll go off the side of the mat. And I believe they're going to check the official time here on the clock.
Should be about 11.
Right, yeah, Kelly. Right now, the clock up on the scoreboard says 8 seconds.
Oh, they're bringing it up to 13 seconds.
13
so they
seconds.
Had even a couple more than I thought.
Yep, so Arlt strong hold on that left wrist, trying to work a 2-on-1 here.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And so the period comes to a close. And Arl leads it by a score of 3-0. Now up on the scoreboard there, they've got riding time, but I believe they got it on the wrong opponent. They got 12 seconds of riding time. That should be Arl's riding time. It's red. It should be green. And I assume they'll get that fixed. So 2 minutes on the clock here for the second period action. And they're checking the scorers table where the discussion right there is talking about switching over the riding time. Right now, as I look at it, I think he'll get it switched here pretty quick. So, all right, we're about ready to begin the second period with Arl leading 3-0. And off the whistle, Hackman trying to get on up to his feet, but Arl trying to break him back down. Hackman able to stand, and we'll get an escape. So that makes it 3-1. Arl with the lead with 1:46 left to go here in the second period. Hastings leading in the team score by a score of 12-0. Hackman with a shot. Arl's able to slide around it. A good Granby roll, but able to follow him as Arl to get the takedown, a 3-point takedown. And so it now makes it a score of 6-1. 6-1. Now Arl has got a near side cradle. He's got Hackman back on his backside, and he's very close to it. He gets the fall. So Trevin Arl gets the fall, and that occurs with 1:11 remaining in the second period. So Trevin Arlt improves his overall record to 6-7 on the season, and Hackman falls to 2-8. And it makes the score now 12-6 in favor of Hastings. So now we go to 149 pounds. Jack Morton will wrestle for Hastings, and Zion Amerson will go for the Warriors. So Jack Morton at 149 comes in at 2-4 on the year. And Zion Amerson wrestling at 149. Zion's 2-5 on the season.
Taking a moment for the staff learning the system.
Track wrestling, when it's smooth, it's really smooth.
Right.
It's but you can get yourself, how do I describe it? Do you remember when we were kids and used to play that video game? It was the Oregon Trail.
Yes.
Yeah, and when you played Oregon Trail, if you got off going one place, you were completely lost.
Yep.
That's what can happen with track wrestling sometimes. If you get going one place wrong, you can be completely lost.
Diphtheria kicks in.
I was waiting for you to say that. All right, so Zion Amerson, 2-5 on the season against Jack Morton. They have not faced each other yet this year. And it is a 12-6 lead in favor of the Broncos as we go to our fourth bout of the evening. A couple underhooks there by Amerson, but can't get anything developed out of it. He's continuing to put pressure on Morton. Now works his way on after the near side. Good job. Amerson got a little trying to work out of hand control. There's a good shot in by Morton. Morton has been able to get one leg. He's got a single leg here, trying to bring Amerson down into the mat. Now he will bring him up and look for a trip. Amerson got to get that leg free here to avoid being tripped and brought down to the mat. Amerson tried to kick out of it. It turns into a double leg, and it'll be a 3-point takedown. So a 3-point takedown for Jack Morton as he executed that well. And Morton with the 3-0 lead with 1:48 left to go here in the opening period. So Amerson will work from the down position. Zion Amerson is a freshman. He's from Honolulu, Hawaii. And Jack Morton at 157 is a junior from Glendora, California. Yeah.
So he was able to get out of the hold and got a point there.
Yep, 3-1 is the score as he was able to get the escape. Now this is where, if you're Doyle Trout, the head coach for Midland, you want to see Emerson continue that momentum and see if he can't get a shot in and try to get a takedown to take the lead. That's the interesting thing about the new scoring in college wrestling this year, is that you can get takedowns from the old 2-point variety or 3 or 4-point takedowns. And so that really makes it interesting from the Greco-Roman side of things. There's a good shot in by Morton, another single leg, and he's able to break down and get a 3-point takedown on Zion Emerson. So it's now 6-1, Jack Morton with the lead. And this is where Emerson has to try to build himself up and see if he can't get away or get a reversal. But taking that head and putting it right in the tricep is Morton, which is always a strong move, because what you're doing is neutralizing one side of the body and trying to get some leverage. He's got a good 2-on-1 going on right here. Emerson able to stand up, though, and get out of it. He gets an escape to make it 6-2, and Emerson shoots in quickly. Kind of flattened out, though, as he's trying to pull in a single leg. Needs to continue to drive and arch that back. Emerson will work to the left side, though, and he's in good position here to potentially get the takedown. Short time here with 13 seconds to go in the period. Emerson's got him up high, trying to pull him back down, and yep, they're going to give the takedown to him. So Emerson able to keep his toe in just as they were going off the side of the mat. A 3-point takedown for Zion Emerson, so it makes it 6-4 is the score, and in favor of Jack Morton. I beg your pardon, 6-5.
6-5, yeah. 6-6.
Oh, because there was the escape. Yeah, they're going now. They got it all messed up. They're going to change the score here. So for Emerson, he had an escape. He's had 2 escapes plus the 3-point takedown, so it should be 6-5.
There it is. They have it 6-5, and Morton has 54 points or 54 seconds of ride time.
Right. Emerson trying to break him down, and the period will come to a close. So a lot of action there in that first 3 minutes. And Jack Morton leads it by a score of 6-5. Now we got some blood time, as they're going to attend to, I think it's Emerson that might have some blood near the nose or the mouth area. Other matchups that we got coming up here tonight, 165, Trey McDougald for Midland will be going up against Braden Forehand. Then at 174, Alex Maynard will be seeing his first action of the season, the freshman from Omaha Roncalli Catholic. It'll be exciting to see what he will bring to the mat, as he will be going up against Hastings' Naom Abiyozubain a little bit later on. Then the heavyweights, or heavier weights, are a 184, 197, 285. We'll talk about those as we get a little bit closer. But it's the team scoring right now. Hastings leads it by a score of 12-6. And after the blood time wraps up here, and everybody looking at the orange mat to make sure there's no blood on the mat, one of the Hastings referee coaches, Trey Hackadon, is the head coach for Hastings, and is assisted by Howard Shelley and Jack Murphy. And a little bit of blood that's over on the far side of the mat over by the scorers table. Great that we could bring this to you tonight. This is the lone home action for Midland this year. The 2 duels between Hastings, and then a little bit later on tonight against Doane. Looks like a little bit more blood right in the center circle, which they'll get cleaned up here. Again, Morton with a couple of takedowns. Emerson with 2 escapes and 1 takedown. Begin the second period with Emerson on top. And on the whistle, Morton trying to get to his feet. Good mat return by Emerson to bring Morton down to his right shoulder. And now trying to get position but get squared up on his back to get some leverage. Over on the left side, cross-face attempt there by Emerson. Morton stands to his feet and will get an escape. So it's now 7-5 in favor of Jack Morton. If this past weekend, most of the GPAC schools in the southern portion of the GPAC competed in the Doane Open, and that was some really good mat time for some of the younger Midland wrestlers. Working to his left now is Emerson back near the center. Minute 14 left to go here in the second period. Jack Morton leads at 7-5. That's where that 3-point takedown gets to be interesting now, because now you can really it takes away the difference between 2 points then escape, 2 points and an escape. That 3-point takedown really speeds up the scoring.
45.
Anderson working near the side of the mat. Working for control here in the second period. Now Emerson will have choice in the third, so most likely he'll work from the down position because that's the easiest way for you to score is if you're down because you can get an escape. Try to get a point right off the bat. Shot in that Emerson's able to counter. Double hooks in by Morton. One of these two wrestlers is going to pick up their third victory of the season when we're done here tonight. 10 seconds to go in the period.
4, 3, 2.
Both wrestlers will go ahead and just take it to the third. So we'll go to the third period of action. Jack Morton leading Zion Emerson 7-5. And as I mentioned, Emerson will choose down. The easiest way to score is via an escape from this position. So on the whistle, Emerson tries to get up, but quick hold by Morton to bring him flat back down to the mat. Emerson trying to sit up, but getting a leg wrapped in is Morton there. And in a good offensive position, although he looks like he's near his back. He's in control. Standing up now is Emerson. He will break away and get an escape. So it makes it 7-6. Minute 38 to go in the match. Now it comes down to who's going to get the takedown. Whoever gets the takedown here is going to take complete control of this match. Morton leading 7-6. Both wrestlers looking to lock up top. Morton breaks away from it. Comes back to center. Emerson moving back and forth. Let's see if Emerson changes eye levels here a little bit and gets Morton to move. He tries to shoot in, but it's countered quickly by Morton. 1 minute left to go here in the match. So Emerson in a situation here where he's got to be the aggressor here, down by 1. He does not have riding time to his advantage at this point either. Again, if you're over 1 minute in riding time, you gain a point at the end of the match. Now a good double leg inside here by Morton. Emerson down to a thigh. He's trying to ward it off here. Emerson, if he can slide back around and get that leg free, he could get a takedown. He's got the left ankle, and he just needs to pop that leg free. Morton just won't let it go. And now sliding from down underneath is Morton. Morton's in a good position here to turn on over as Emerson's in a lot of trouble as the good scramble. And Emerson able to, I had him and he came off the mat. So they'll come back to center with 7 seconds left to go. It's quite a scramble there.
Yeah,
look at both wrestlers look like they're in trouble for here just a bit. And the nasal gauze came out of Emerson's nostril. Now he's going to shoot in. And Morton's just going to try to just ward off anything here. And Morton's going to win it. So Jack Morton able to get the victory by the final score of 7-6. So Morton wins it 7-6. And now makes the score 15-6 in favor of Hastings as we go to the 157-pound weight class. Midland will be open at 157. And let's see who comes out for Hastings here. Either Patterson or Alcala. He'll go back over and report in. Just make sure they got the right wrestler to get credit here. So it is a victory for Hastings. If it was Alcala, that's his first win of the year. If it was him, looks like.
At 157 for Hastings, Alex Alcala, the Warriors are open.
Yep. So with that, it now makes it Hastings 21, Midland 6. So now we go to 165 pounds. And Braden Forehand will wrestle for the Broncos. And Trey McDougald will wrestle for the Warriors. 165 pounds. 21-6 in favor of the Broncos. Quick shot in here by forehand, who's 3-9 on the year. And we'll get the quick takedown here on McDougald.
Took no time to do that.
Yeah, very aggressive right off the bat. McDougald looking for his first victory of the season. He's 0-3 on the year. And forehand 3-9. 3-0 the score in favor of Braden forehand. So McDougald is a freshman from Elkhorn North.
Now the scoreboard says Jake Patterson versus Jabez Anderson.
That is incorrect.
That is incorrect.
Yes. This is forehand.
Thankfully for those out there.
We got an injury here to McDougald. I think McDougald planted that left knee into the mat as he was being twisted. You could hear him bellow out in pain, and so the trainers are going to take a look at him, and hopefully he would be able to continue.
No matter what, you never want to see anybody injured.
No. Hey, but and here's the interesting thing about wrestling over the last 15 years or so, Kelly, is that about 15 years ago, wrestlers were getting hurt all the time.
Yeah.
You go to a high school competition, you see going out on a stretcher board, with neck injuries and stuff like that. Officials do an excellent job now of making sure that there is, potentially dangerous. They stop potentially dangerous situations. Mm-hmm. College is a little bit more different because, the level of competition that takes place. McDougald is up to his feet here, and see if he's going to try to continue.
Well, the other thing that has made a huge difference is training practices, because the training has been improved to the point, I know at least in high schools, with the weight training programs and everything, they've reduced about 60% of injuries through that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so McDougald and forehand back to center, and we'll resume the match. 2:03 left to go here in the opening period. Forehand shooting in and went right for that knee right away, but McDougald able to contest it. Forehand trying to get a double underhooks here. There's a nice drop in by McDougald, and they come off the mat. McDougald tried to drop in and slide over. Minute 46 left to go in the first. And he's going to get some back points as well. He's got an underhook in on the left side plus a wrist. It's a very good move for a counter for a potential fall if he can walk the head. He does. McDougald is going to have to try to work his way out of this, and he's in a tough spot. McDougald able to spin right out of it, though. So a nice job by McDougald to spin his way out of it. 4 points for forehand on the move, and then 1 for McDougald, and then another 3 here on the takedown for forehand. So it's 11-1. Braden forehand with the lead over Trey McDougald. And now he's going to get underhook here on the left side. And he's got more back points on near fall here. And he will get 4 near fall points here to make it now 15-1. And now he'll get McDougald back on his back, trying to go for the fall. McDougald trying to work out of it. Forehand will get the pin. So Braden forehand will get the victory by fall here in the second period. And now it makes the score Hastings 27 and Midland 6. So the Broncos leading 27-6. And now we'll go to 174 pounds. And I believe we're going to see Alex Maynor wrestle for the first time this season for Midland. And this will be his opponent, which would be Naim Abu Al-Zubayn. So Naim Abu Al-Zubayn will take on Alex Maynor. Maynor, a freshman from Omaha Roncalli. And Naim Abu Al-Zubayn is from Luckenwalden, Germany. So just underway here in the opening period. Abu Al-Zubayn is 6-7 on the year. And Maynor, his first match as a Warrior. And as we mentioned earlier in the year, this is a young Midland team. Most of the lower weight classes are freshmen. And Maynard's got that heavy wrap on his left shoulder as the two opponents battle here on the near side of the mat. 174 pounds. Underhooks here by Maynard. Tries to pull Abuladjabane back down. Maynard trying to get back on up to his feet here. It's all about hand control here in the early going. Now a shot in by Abuladjabane. Maynard gets the double hooks under, and now they come off the side of the mat to the near side, and Maynard, I think, is shaken up. He's got that left shoulder. He's got that wrap on it, and a couple times he's been holding that left shoulder near his body, so obviously that's got to be a concern. Minute 43 to go in the opening period. Neither wrestler has scored as of yet. And as an opponent, when you're a wrestler, I mean, wrestlers know, I mean, you see that heavy wrap, whatever it might be on the body, or you see a knee wrap, what do? You go right after it. Abuladjabane tries to go in for a single leg, but nice counter by Maynard. Now, we talked about Midland having 3 open weight classes here in this first duel. Coach Trout indicated that they'll probably be open at the 2 small weight classes against Doane, 125 and 133. We'll probably try to bump somebody up and wrestle at 157, which was the other weight class that was open here in this duel here tonight. But Midland, in a situation to where, trying to build something with Doyle Trout. And Doyle, of course, his high school wrestling career was a stellar one of the 4-time state champions in the state of Nebraska out of Centennial High School, and went on to the University of Wyoming, but unfortunately that did not get the opportunity to wrestle as much as he wanted to because of the accident that he was in where he lost his left leg. And score reads 26-6 overall. And here's a 3-point takedown by Abuladjabane.
With about 15 seconds left of the first period.
Short time here. And so stoppage takes place at the end of the period. So now it is second period action that's about ready to unfold. Steve McDougald went to the training room and got ice on his left knee and hobbles his way back on over behind the bench. So hopefully that's nothing serious. But when you work about knees and joints and shoulders, in this sport, it's like a hamstring to a track runner. It takes quite some time to work your way through it. Second period action, both wrestlers in the neutral position. Naam Abuladjabane leads it by a score of 3-0. Trying to get some hand control, work to the left. Haven't seen Maynard have an opportunity at a shot as of yet. And, the freshman, your first collegiate match, sometimes butterflies, sometimes. Now it's a shot in, but just could not quite get in there. He's able to ward off an attempt by Abuladjabane. Now Maynard's got a small bear hug taking place here. Now he drops down to the knee for a slight toss. And he tries to toss again, but that one backfired on him as Abuladjabane will roll over and get the 3-point takedown. And now we have stoppage here as Maynard, I think, is shaken up. Yep, I think it's that left shoulder here. 1:02 remains here in the second period. And for a team that was able to, add a few more wrestlers here to the Doane Open and here to this one as well, that's going to end up doing it. Yep, that's going to be an injury default victory for Abuladjabane. So Naam Abuladjabane gets the win, and he improves his overall record to 7-7 on the season. For Maynard, unfortunately, he falls to 0-1. So now, score should be 33-6. Connor Wren going to wrestle for Midland now against Trevor Leone. Wren, one of the Warriors' most successful wrestlers this year. He comes in at 6-6 on the season. And Trevor Lynn for the Broncos. Ran against Trevor Leon, I should say. Trevor Leon with a 5-8 record on the year, so this should be a competitive bout. Work for control. Wren competed at the Doan Open, and at the Doan Open, there were two divisions. There was the open division and the amateur division. A lot of the younger wrestlers for Midland competed in the amateur division. Wren competed in the pure open division of it, and he ended up taking a 6th place. Now he gets a takedown, and he's got Leon near his back, getting some near fall points here. He's pulling that shoulder across as leverage. Can't quite get his body teed up there because Lynn tried to ward him off with his leg. But Wren keeping the pressure on, making it tighter on Leon. And he'll end up getting 4 backfall points. So it's 7-0 in favor of Connor Wren. Leon up to his feet, and they come out of bounds. But Wren still in control. Minute 35 to go in the first. Wren leads it by a score of 7-0. Wren will work the left side of the body from the top. Trevor Leon tried to roll, but quickly hand controlled by Connor Wren. Connor Wren, senior, out of Millard North. Here's an escape by Trevor Leon. Leon is a freshman from Highland, California. Wren in tight for another takedown, and just got Lynn right to his back. He's trying to get to a fall here in the opening period. Very close to it. If he can get him flattened out just a little bit more, that left shoulder just won't go down. Wren riding high and getting more leverage as he gets higher up near the head. If he can lift the head here and get to scoop the head, and now he gets the fall. There it is. So Connor Wren wins by fall. He improves to 7-6 on the season. And Trevor Leon falls to 5-9. And with the victory, 6 points for the Warriors. 32-12 is the official score now. 32-12. So Dallas Paxton will wrestle at 197 at 2-5 on the year. And Nate McDonald will wrestle for Midland. McDonald, 197-pounder. Out of North Bend, a freshman. And McDonald was able to experience his most success most recently at the Doan Open. Underhook there by McDonald. He'll back up just a little bit. Yeah, McDonald went as far as he could. He wrestled 6 to win and no contest. He took 3rd place in the amateur division at 184 pounds at Doan over the weekend. Dallas Paxton, here 2-5 on the year. The score 32-12 in favor of Hastings here this evening. Good shot in by McDonald. And that's one of the things that the young wrestlers for Midland are going to experience here. These freshmen, some of them dropped their first handful of matches to begin their college career and now slowly getting into experience and success. There's a good double leg. No takedown as of yet. Midland coaching staff wants 3 out of this. But the head is still controlled here by Paxton. Now the 3-point takedown is given. So McDonald leads it by a score of 3-0. And now they'll come off the mat. 3-0, Nate McDonald with the lead. Minute 36 to go here in the opening period. Our penultimate bout of this duel. So Paxton gets set up in the referee position, and working the right side is McDonald. Up to all fours there for a moment was Paxton. McDonald trying to break him back down. This is the 197-pound weight class. McDonald wrestling up from what he has been. Listed coming in as a 174-pounder to begin the year. McDonald having trouble with the hold here just a little bit. Paxton trying to get up. Here's a near side cradle, and nice job by McDonald to roll him right back to his back. He's trying to get the fall, and he got it. Nate McDonald gets the fall for Midland as he's able to pin Dallas Paxton at 1:55. So Nate McDonald improves to 6-7 on the season, and Dallas Paxton falls to 2-6. So that now makes it 32-18 with our final bout of this duel taking place. And for the Broncos, it'll be Matheson Rodriguez, who's 5-9 on the season. And for Midland, Ryan Kakowski. We saw Kakowski pick up a good win in a duel against Concordia earlier this year. Kakowski coming into this match 3-5 on the season. Kakowski is a junior from Millard West. And Matheson Rodriguez, he's a sophomore from Amarillo, Texas. 32-18, Hastings with the lead. Both wrestlers will look for some position, being aggressive up top. Kakowski trying to reach down to get the knee, and it just didn't develop. Rodriguez competed in the Doan Open over the weekend and won his first couple matches, then got beat in the quarterfinals. Then he bowed out in consolation round number 4. Kakowski also in the Doan Open. And it's kind of an interesting situation that a lot of these wrestlers tonight were in the same Open, same weight classes, and didn't wrestle each other. So to have them face each other in a dual format here tonight, it was good to see. Minute 41 to go here in the opening period. Broncos look like they're on their way to pick up their first dual victory of the year. They try to lock up top here. Kakowski's got the neck, but just having trouble getting any other control. Kakowski trying to switch the eye level there and try to pop down and then go for a shot, and it just didn't develop. Working their way in the center circle. Coming up on a minute to go here in the period. Both wrestlers just kind of working at the top level right now. You see that a lot in this 285-pound weight class. Not like the 125s that all of a sudden are just shooting in at your ankles and pulling them out from underneath you.
Yeah.
But when it does happen at this weight class, it makes everybody in the crowd just ooh and awe when it does happen. Now, I know for a fact that Kakowski, he's wrestling the 285, but he's much less than that weight-wise. 28 seconds left to go here in the opening period. Wins tonight for Midland, coming from Trevor Arlt, Connor Wynn, and Nate McDonald. And all doing so by pin or by fall tonight. Rodriguez trying to work his way in. He's got the right shoulder. And the wrestlers will say, let's go to the second period. So the one disappointing thing for Midland tonight is we've seen a couple of young wrestlers that suffered some injuries tonight. And Alex Maynor and McDougald. Kakowski will work out of the referee's position to begin things. Gets up to his feet. He's able to get away. He got an escape, and so he leads it by a score of 1-0. And now it's all about getting a takedown here. Even that three-point takedown, you get that escape. You still want to get that takedown of your own as well. Ryan Kakowski picked up a victory to begin the season over Cy Rennie of Concordia in a fall. And competed at the Grandview Open. And also this 1-0. Kikowski with the lead here in the second period. 1:15 remaining here in the second. After this one tonight, Midland will take on the Doane Tigers. And also some recognition tonight from former national champion Joe David Berg from West Point. Since Midland restarted its wrestling program, Midland has had 2 national champions, Joe David Berg and then Joshua Marsh, who's a 197-pound national champ. Right after Midland restarted the program in the early teens.
40 seconds left in the second period.
Matheson with a shot, and Kikowski able to ward it off.
30.
Kikowski leading 1-0 here. One thing Rodriguez has got going for him is that he'll have choice and when we get to the third period, and most likely he'll take down. And Kikowski being aggressive, and they came off the side of the mat. And Kevin Garink, who our official tonight, says back to the middle. 12 seconds to go here in the second period. The wrestlers trying to lock up, work on hand control.
4, 3,
Rodriguez tried for a shot, slide by. That's going to wrap up the second period. All right, so we'll go to the third. Rodriguez has choice. He's going to take down. Kikowski looks to Coach Trout for some instruction here. As they begin the third, Kikowski with an underhook. And it works hard from the left side, trying to tilt over Rodriguez. And if he can get off and tee out the left side, he's got good control. He's got a corkscrew working. And if he can walk ahead here, he can turn Rodriguez over. Rodriguez has got bigger frame on him, though, and it's a little tough. And Kikowski's able to pull Rodriguez off to the near side, but they're going to give an escape here to Rodriguez from getting up to his feet. So it's a 1-1 tie, and both wrestlers are in neutral here with 1:34 remaining. Riding time favors Kikowski, but at this point it's only 19 seconds worth. Now it's a part of who's going to get the takedown. Kikowski. And Rodriguez working the center circle. Rodriguez looking like he wants to shoot, drops down to a knee, but nothing develops. 1:05 left here in the third. Both wrestlers with, oh, there's a good shot by Rodriguez, and he'll get a 3-point takedown. That was quick, just to the side. Now Kikowski's got some work to do. Trails 4-1, under a minute to go in the match. And Rodriguez flattens out Kikowski. And as I mentioned, Rodriguez a little bit bigger than Ryan is. So Kikowski's got to make sure he doesn't get stuck underneath there. He tries for a roll and a reversal spin and a good scramble, but just couldn't develop anything with it. So it stays 4-1. 30 seconds left to go in the match. At a point where if you're Kikowski, you want to try that move maybe again. But right on the back of his left leg is Rodriguez. Now he's got a strong hold on the wrist and the waist, trying to tip over Kikowski. Short time here as we're down to 12 seconds to go in the match. Rodriguez checking the clock here, and he knows that he can just ride this one out. Competitive one, but sees Matheson Rodriguez win this one by a final score of 4-1. And Rodriguez improves his overall record to 6-9 on the season, and Kikowski falls to 3-6. That decision goes to this duel this evening is Hastings 35 and Midland 18. So the Hastings Broncos pick up their first dual victory of the season to improve to 1-3 on the year, and Midland falls to 0-4 in a dual competition. So again, a recap of what took place in this duel tonight. Justin Rodriguez gets a win as Midland opened at 125. At 133, Creel Weber takes a win as Midland was open at 133. At 141, Trevin Arlt picked up the victory as he was able to pin Logan Hackman. At 149, Jack Morton held on to defeat Zion Emerson 7-6. At 157, Alex Akala picked up a victory via Midland being open at 157. At 165, it was Braden Forehand defeating Trey McDougall by a pin. At 174, Naam Abu-Ajalbeen defeated Alex Maynard by injury default midway through the match. At 184, Connor Wren, a winner for Midland, pinning Trevor Leon. At 197, Nate McDonald for Midland gets a victory via pin over Dallas Paxton. And then at 285, Matheson Rodriguez was a winner over Midland's Ryan Kikowski by a final score of 4-1. 35-18, the final score in this one. And coming up next will be the next duel of the night when Midland takes on the Doane Tigers. And so for right now, we say thank you for being with us. We appreciate our sponsors. With Kelly Johnson, I'm Rich Ray. Again, the final, Hastings defeats Midland in GPAC Men's Wrestling 35-18. Back for our next duel in just a few minutes on Midland Athletics.